Hi, my name is Dean Karlan. I'm a professor of economics and finance at Northwestern University and also chief economist of USAID. I was presenting work that I did on my professor capacity. That is a meta-analysis of 114 papers on unconditional cash transfers in low and middle income countries. Cash transfers is probably one of the most common tools across the world for development policy. Sometimes with conditions, oftentimes unconditional. Sometimes long-standing programs with monthly cash transfers made, sometimes just one-shot transfers of money helping to provide cash so that households can start enterprises and their livelihoods. And one of the exciting things about the space of randomized trials is that 20 years ago, we would have like one study on something, two studies on something, three studies on something, and we would learn a lot from that. But there's definitely something transformative about actually being able to look at 114 papers, all reporting using a randomized trial on the impact of cash transfers. But we need to do more than just, we can't just read the 114 and like keep it all straight in our head. And so doing kind of, doing a meta-analysis to understand how do these aggregate together and what is the broad lesson that we're getting out of these studies is really important, both for helping to test specific theories and ideas in development economics, as well as for setting policy. So, a lot of the work today, including, for instance, Rima Hanna's presentation on social protection, more broadly reporting on a lot of really exciting work from Indonesia that focuses on the targeting process. And I would say that's been the theme of the day so far, has been a lot of the intersections between some granular work about specific programs and understanding better inside the very specific decisions about how to target, how to monitor, how to transfer, the incentives that creates on everything from labor to investments to impacts on food security, and then work like I described that I was presenting that is not granular, quite the opposite. It's mushing together 114 studies and saying what are the broad lessons we're learning. So I think policymakers would like to think are learning both from the really detailed, granular, single-site studies that really help us know in this context this is exactly what happened, and we have a rich understanding, and also the aggregate kind of analysis that I was presenting that lacks that specificity from any one site, but says here's the collective lesson from the 114. And those two together, I think, complement themselves really well for helping to set policy in new places, for making some of those difficult decisions that a policymaker has to make. What are the conditions for cash? How much? When should it be transferred? What choices to provide? How to target? And you want a combination of both of those sources of evidence in order to make informed decisions.